Yo, what is going on, Raiders? The Boss here with a brand new base layout video including special defenses against the boss summoned by an item or a massive cannonneer's attack. Since the last one from me was made a long time ago, I had the feeling that this is the time to show you my new base layout, which I am currently using. When you want to have a closer look at it, I'm going to post a screenshot of it on my Facebook page. You can find the link in the description down below. So this base is a very standard one, where I try to keep every side proportional to each other, to let approaching enemies face the exact amount of towers every time, no matter with which troops they approach it, which helps to get a consistent base. So it's relatively hard to get 100% at this base, as there is no exact weak point. Then when it comes to the towers, my objective was to keep them very centralized. This has the purpose that as soon as marauders move into the middle of my base, they are flanked by all of my towers, and in combination with my shock rod traps, which are also placed there, they're getting killed very fast, so that the towers can focus on the archers or cannoneers. And to keep them distracted, I positioned my resource buildings and the rest of my army buildings in a way that they split from the group of the marauders. This helps to destroy the whole formation of the enemy's troops, but I will show you that with a video later. So this is my final base layout, and before we come to the defense, I'd like to know your analytical feedback on this base. With which parts do you agree, or do you think I should place things differently for a more effective base? I'm very interested in reading your comments about it in the comment section. And now let's head for the first defense. So the first attacker's troops were not really strong because he used 20 marauders, 2 healers and 105 archers, and they were all reds. For such a strong base, I'd always suggest to take at least cannoneers with you, because even against a stronghold 10 base they can make a big difference in the fight, which can actually help you to get 1 or 2 stars. In addition, you can see that the attacker messed up with the fork barrel, because my towers weren't then focusing anymore on the marauders in front of them. Instead, they aimed at all troops out of that effect area. But the reason why I'm showing you this clip is this item, the summoning boss potion, which allows you to summon a random boss, and in this case it's Scorcher. And I was really surprised when I saw this defense for the first time, because I didn't see anything like that before, and I thought that it's cool to include it into this video. Although even the boss was not able to cause a difference, as his attacking power is pretty low. However, he only used a 2-star item, and I'm really eager to see this one on the level 5, which is probably way more effective and maybe can help to destroy every base up to full upgraded Stronghold 10. In the next clip I'm showing, you can see very well my strategy when I said that my aim is to separate the cannoneers from the marauders. So if you are not placing your troops correctly against my base, it's unlikely to come out this fight as a winner. And that's exactly what was happening in this fight. So here we had an enemy approaching with 21 marauders, 1 healer, 23 cannoneers and 38 archers. Still, these are red troops, but like I said before, red cannoneers can also deal a vast amount of damage even against the Stronghold 10. And on the first few they did, because all my towers and buildings on that edge of my base got destroyed within seconds. But then he was sending more of his cannoneers into the battle, and they started to walk around my base as it was planned. Even though they were able to make some more percentages of base damage, they were not covered with no barrels nor items, which determined their death, as my towers easily could take them out while the marauders were stuck at the walls. And even the new cannoneers, which are moving inside now, couldn't make a big difference, since they were all in too small number. So skipping the point where the marauders finally were able to get through the walls and inside the middle of my base, you can see again the effectiveness of shock rod traps. And as you can remember, I've been placing them all in the middle, so the first trap was already taking out a large number of marauders, while my raiders entered the battle to support the rest of my towers. So you can see this fight was pretty much one-sided, but the main strength of this base is to prevent the enemy from getting 100%, and it is really good in that. Especially on high valor like 2400, almost every base is getting destroyed, so the trick is to prevent enemies from getting 3 stars. And that's what you're going to see in this battle. So the enemy starts off quite slow by attacking with only 3 archers, my buildings. But when you check the amount of troops which will come in a few seconds, I guess you will agree that the main goal is about preventing the enemy from getting 100%. So in preparation for this attack, he was activating the ranger potion, a very deadly item, and the ice weapon, which is probably aimed for the bunker troops, but I cannot really detect if that helped or not. Nevertheless, he threw suddenly all of his troops into the battle, which consisted of 13 green marauders and 32 green cannoneers, which is quite a huge number, as they are horrible enemies when they attack with a 5-star ranger potion, which he didn't do, but just saying. However, then he dropped his command flag right into the middle to prevent his troops from spreading out, and actually cannoneers with ranger ranger potion, who already have a very long range, in the middle of a base guarantees you the destruction of the stronghold, but luckily they were still too far away from it to take it down. But then the attacker was using another command flag and 2 more dragons to finally break through. Then before the dragons got defeated by my sky harpoons, they were able to take down my dragon tower on the right side, which is on level 3, the nightmare of all ground troops. In addition, all of the enemy's troops went into the middle, where they had then to face the minefield of my traps. So as you can see, this is a very intense fight. Of course, there are always players who are able to destroy a lot more of my base, but overall this base is really good for high valor fights, and when it's prepared for defense, meaning troops are in the bunkers, traps and towers are reloaded, it can be really challenging to get at least 1 star here. So here we are again at the end of this video, and I hope you got some more inspiration for your own perfect base. I'd really appreciate it if you give me your feedback about this base, and I would like to know from you if you want to see more base layouts videos from me. For my first base layout video in Cloud Raiders, you can click now on the left picture, or for my last video on the survival arena, you can click on the right one. This is it from me. Have a great raid. The Bozzz. Peace out.